Hello, Rachel from RAEnbowcrafts here. This is the make along video for the Tree of Life little pendant. So if you've bought a little kit, in your kit will be a variety of objects. So there's two boxes here. This one is for make your own ring and bracelet, and this one is for the tree pendant. Now in your kit you will have the pendant and some craft wire. This is all upcycled copper wire, came from electric cables discarded. You will also need, to make life easier, something to push the ends of the wire down and to bend the tree a little bit, just to push in. Sometimes you want something to lever it, or if you'd like to purchase a little pair of the pincer nose pliers, they've also got a cutter on there as well, or there's some flat nose pliers as well. If you've got some of these at home, then they'd be perfect. Anyway, to start your kit, don't forget, wire is sharp. It's not suitable for children due to sharp ends. Please be aware of where everybody else is and mind your eyes. I suggest you wear safety goggles while using the wire. First, separate your ring and your pieces of wire. Your wire will be wrapped up with one of the pieces of wire just to keep it all together and make it easier. So you just need to untwist it, take out your pendant or window hanging, whatever you would like to do with it, and then bend each of your pieces of wire in half. Once you've got all of them roughly in half, you're going to start adding them to the base. This will be the base of your tree at the bottom. So hook the wire around the bottom and just twist it round so you get it nice and tight. Twist it up and then cross the two pieces over and do a nice tight twist at the bottom. If you're using a pair of pliers, it might make it easier, but I tend to just use my fingers. Pull the other two bits roughly straight and then carry on and do some more. Move those out of the way so they're not in your way. And just keep going until you have attached as many pieces of wire as you would like. Sometimes the bottom comes apart. You just give it a squeeze and it goes together easier. You can always use your spoon at this point and give it a squish together, or two spoons, and use them to push it together. And again, twist the bases. Keep going until you've done a few. I'm going to pause the video here and add some more. So I've attached all the rest of them to the bottom, and then it's a case of shaping the bottom to where you want them. Some people will make them so the roots go from the edge and spread them out. And so what you do next is you join together some of the roots, so this one and this one and this one and this one, so they combine like the roots of a tree. So I find it easier just to get them right across each other, right across from each other, and then pinch and twist, and then again pinch and twist. Sorry, my fingers are in the way. And then you get a nice root from that direction. Just kind of bend it down with your fingers, and the same the other side. Grab those two and cross them over. You'll find that you'll twist in a certain direction better. Your fingers will kind of twist better in one direction than the other. Mine tend to twist in this one better. Be careful of the ends here. You can get scratches on your hands, so just be aware of what you're doing with the other ends of it. Again, I'm going to push those two together and twist them together. And just give it a little push back so you can see. I'm going to push those down. And then you can join all of them together to make the root of the tree, the trunk of the tree rather. So you're going to give it a good squeeze to kind of push them all together. And these are quite low twists, so you can always add more twists if you'd like to. Entirely up to you. You can join them together, so maybe join 3 or 4 together to get to your trunk. So I can bundle those ones up and again split them in half and then twist together. So I'm going to give those another pinch and twist those together. So twist them together. It's quite tight when you're doing it. And you can move those up and then do a couple more, join together. And then the last ones, you can move those out of the way as you're doing it. I'm just going to twist those two together. You do have to fiddle a bit to get them in the right place. Just persevere. And then I'll join those together with that one. And then again, push them together. To be the base of the tree. And again, you're going to split your group in half. And then pinch with your finger and thumb. And twist. You do have to hold it very tightly to do that. And then just do another twist. And there you have the trunk of your tree. And then you're just going to keep dividing each section. So this one in 2 or more. So I'm going to take these. So I've got 5 there. I'm just going to twist those together to become one branch. And then just keep dividing it down until you get each branch twisted in pairs, or 3 there. And just keep going until they're all down to individual sections. I like to move mine out of the way when I've done them, because then they don't get in your way and they come back easily enough. So again, I've just got a section there. Just going to twist those tightly together, then divide them again and twist, divide again and twist. You can always add further twists down, lower down the trunk. So I'm going to come back when I've twisted them all into pairs. I've carried on twisting until I've got each one now down from a pair to an individual one, and then you need to maneuver your tree branches so they're spread evenly around the edge of your pendant, and then you're going to twist them round the edge. But before you do that, we're going to just add little twists in the branches to make it a little bit more realistic. So this one I'm just going to bend that way and then use my finger to twist it back up to add a kink. And this one's quite straight again. So again, and this is where you can use the spoon or a pair of pliers and just push it up against it so it adds a twist. You can see the twist is there, and then you're just going to twist it back around that way so it has got the twist. Or if you've got a pair of the pliers, then you can use those to add a twist. You just bend it one way and then back the other way, and it does just add a little bit more realism to the tree. But you can do it with your fingers, you don't need to buy the pliers if you don't think you're going to use them again. And just keep going until you've bent them all. Here's my tree with all the little extra bends in them, and I've bent some of these little branches as well. I just pinch them and then pinch back in the other direction. Now we're going to start winding them onto the edge. So again, I tend to just move them out of the way while I'm doing one. So you need to find one bit first, and then you're just going to wind it round the edge and just keep winding until you get to the end. Again, you're going to have a little bit left over. If you've got pliers, use pliers. If not, use your spoon or the end of something and just give it a push to flatten it, because it is quite sharp otherwise. It does work. Just make sure it's pushed down, because otherwise it will be quite rough. And again, you can just pinch those together. We use something to push them down. There we go. Kind of crimp them together a little bit, and you can move them around the ring. Just twiddles around. And just keep going with each one. Just twisting round and round. Moving your branches up and down. If it's not quite in the right place, just twiddle it round again. And you're just going to keep going until you have attached all of them, twisting it round. If you do have a pair of pliers and you don't want it wrapped around too many times, you can use the cutter part of the pliers to cut it off, or if you've got some at home. I wouldn't recommend using scissors because it will damage your scissors. Again, I'm going to use the spoon or my pliers to just push that in. And I'll pause the video and come back when I've twisted them round. I'm almost halfway round, but if you look here, and you see it's getting quite tight up there. So what I'm going to do is just add a few kinks so the tree goes down and then back up again to attach around this bit. And then these ones, I might add a couple to the loop and then the rest down this side. You can see it's quite full up down that side. You can just push it down as you go. But it's looking quite good. So I'm almost there. I've just got a few more bits. Again, if you've got pliers, you can cut them off. But I was just using what there was. So to get these last bits in, you can either curl them up at the edge like this, or you just continue to wrap around and use a blunt implement to push down or up to give you more space to squeeze them in. You can just move them around, but again, it is a squeeze to do it. You just have to keep keep twisting and fiddling until you get them in. It does take a while, but it will be worth it in the end. If it has a little bit of a loose bit, if you just keep wiggling it, it becomes tighter. Do be careful of your fingers. Try not to spike yourself. I like them staying within their own little curl because it makes them sit a little flatter. So I'll carry on squeezing those in. I might put a couple more up here just so they fit, but it's looking rather lovely. I've got one more to go, so I'm just going to move these down, each down a little bit until I've squished them down. Could always have done an extra curl down here. I would have used a bit more wire. So I'm just going to tuck that one in. And there we have your Tree of Life pendant. You can wear it either side. Do have a little feel of the edges. So I just felt a sharp bit just there. You see that one's poking out. So just make sure you pop it down and just tuck them in. Give them a rub in, either with your spoon, obviously not a nice spoon, or if you did get pliers, just give it a squeeze and just tuck them in. But just make sure they're not sharp around the edges, especially if you're going to be wearing it. So there's another sharp one just there. So I'll just go around pushing them in and make sure. Well done for making your tree. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching Rachel with Rainbow Crafts. Have a good rest of your day. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.